What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the show. I am Mace, your host for today's programming. So, second song for Kate Bush. This one came out in 1985 off her album Hounds for Love. Cloud Busting, the first song that I've heard, which of course had that amazing music video with Donald Sutherland in it and Kate Bush herself playing her son, and that entire story that she told. Very unique storytelling, especially for popular music. Kind of eclectic and honed in, dialed into a very specific thing, and it became, that cloud busting machine that was controlling the weather in that story with Richard Reich. And I still didn't quite wrap my head around what she was trying to say with it. But it's basically about that relationship and the son's memories of that relationship and his father and the government taking him away and all of that drama that ensued. But let's have a listen to this. This is Kate Bush, Running Up That Hill. This was a recommendation from the comment section on the cloud busting video by the one and only Adam Strone. So we are shortly going to make up our last week's Line by Line podcast episode, and we're covering Mad World, the Tears for Fears song, maybe more popularly known as the track In Donnie Darko by Michael Andrews. All right, let's have a listen to this Kate Bush, Running Up That Hill official music video. I'm excited. Let's go. Something immediately familiar. I'm trying to figure out if I've heard this before. Cloud busting I hadn't really heard, I don't think. So let's see if I recognize this one, as it was a single off that album in '85 and did get quite popular. So we have it doesn't hurt me. Do you wanna feel how it feels? It didn't hurt me. You want to feel how it feels. And we have a man and a woman sort of dancing here, an artistic ballet. It doesn't hurt me. It didn't hurt me. Do you want to feel how it feels? Do you want to know that it doesn't hurt me? Do you want to hear about the deal they're making? It's you and me. And if only could, I'd make a deal with God, and I'd get him to swap our places. Be running up that road, be running up that hill, be running up that building. See if only could. You don't wanna hurt me, but see how deep the bullet lies. Unaware and tearing you asunder. Oh, there is thunder in our hearts. Is there so much heat for the ones we love? Oh, tell me we both matter, don't we? You. It's you and me. It's you and me. You won't be unhappy. And if only could, I'd make a deal with God, and I'd get him to swap our places. Be running up that road, be running up that hill, be running up that building. See if only could. If only could swap our places. And of course she turns that phrase on a dime. I immediately think of, a deal with the devil. But she's flipped that around to a deal with God, which makes an interesting idea in and of itself. And she shows in this music video, sort of symbolically it seems, we have this man and this woman dancing around in this ballet together, and then she speaks of this swapping places, and then you have them swapped places actually there in that little choreographed run down the hill, the way it coincides with the lyrics, and they've swapped places to somehow get into the understanding of the opposite sex, or the opposite whatever it may be, somebody with a differing viewpoint. This could even just be another human being. It's getting really at the core, I think, of like examining our humanity and our misunderstanding of each other's humanity. Sometimes our misunderstanding of others, and it's, say like walk a mile in their shoes, but there's no way to do that. So this kind of plays with that idea, as if we could make a deal with God to do that, to swap places. So that dichotomy, the man and the woman, yin yang, masculine, feminine, all of those ideas symbolically wrapped into the core of this. It's really cool, and musically it's really interesting. I like it. I do recognize it for sure. I definitely heard this in passing before, but never as a focus to listen. So this is really cool. Very timeless. Come on, darling. Let's exchange the experience. I like the wow thing, like if I could make a deal with God and get him to swap our places. And the video is very artistic, interesting ideas, a lot of the imagery. I love it. That voice effect, this music is very timeless. I feel like she's ahead of her time and quite a genius in terms of the arrangements, the composition of this track. It's very sounds ahead of its time. It could come out right now. All right. Very cool. Excellent track. I know that there's a 2012 remix, as well as I think another couple remixes and re-releases of this song with maybe different arrangements, different musicality, but this one is the one that we looked at for this particular video, and I love the symbolism, the juxtapositions that are going on within the song that she's created. You know, the songwriting is impeccable. She's creating food for thought, challenging our ideas, challenging our minds to kind of examine the dichotomy that she's presenting, this idea of making a deal with God as opposed to a deal with the devil. Making this deal with God is a really interesting idea on its own right. And then the crux of the track is sort of this examination and wonder at our misunderstandings of each other, our sort of how we feel in the dark sometimes. We might have difficulty empathizing, but it's basically the age-old conundrum of, you know, men are from Mars and women are from Venus, and how we sometimes have difficulties understanding what it's like to be in someone else's shoes, and how if only we could make a deal with God and swap places for a little bit and get a little insight into that, get a little insight into how the other side operates, regardless if that's male, female, basically anybody who's different. And of course, we're all humans. We all have many similarities that are lived experience of everybody, but there's other things that we don't. And then there's individuals within those compartmentalizations. So, man, food for thought. Very interesting. Kate Bush, Running Up That Hill, official music video. If you enjoyed the video, let me know down below. Join the conversation. I'd love to have a back and forth with you. Always up for it. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Take care. Later.